All right, we are here with Dillon Big Country Carman. He is a former Madoc resident and rising heavyweight boxer, and we're going to have a little talk with him here for the blog and for the radio show. Start off, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you, man?
Very well, very well. Things are going great.
Yeah, everything's going really well.
Oh, it's good to have you in here finally. We've been trying to meet a couple times there now, and finally it works out, so here we are. So yeah, I'll just start with the first question here. Starting at the very beginning, man. How did you first become interested in boxing?
Well, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of boxing with my father and with my family in general, and watched a lot of boxing, and it just grew on me. I've always loved boxing, and I love the craft, love the art of the sport, the art of the sport. Just took it from there. Took it from a childhood thing to.
So how long have you been actually boxing now in general?
Organized fights, I've had about 65 or so, and it's been over like 11 years, 12 years.
11 years? Oh, really? That's a long time. Jeez.
And in retrospect, it honestly isn't. Like, a lot of guys start when they're 12 years old, 13, 11 years old, and even younger. Down in the States, they start when they're 6, 7 years old.
Yeah. Jeez, if you're going to be good at something, it's good to start it as early as you can, of course, like everything else, and fighting being no different. And while you were growing up, who were some of the fighters that you admired or looked up to?
It's all, everyone wants to say, because he was beautiful, he made it look so easy, and
right.
And he was a beautiful boxer. But Larry Holmes is actually one of my people that I watched the most. His jab was incredible. It's just he took people's hearts away from the jab. He was quite an amazing heavyweight and underrated. Like, of course, the boxing world knows who Larry Holmes is.
Of course.
But a lot of civilians don't know who Larry Holmes is.
Yeah. You and I, of course, being big fans of the sport and the art of fighting, definitely I agree with you 100%. Larry Holmes was one of the greatest of all time.
For sure.
I was just watching a tape there with Muhammad Ali there in Africa there when he was fighting George Foreman, oh my God, those things are just great. It was called When We Were Kings. That was a documentary.
I watched that exactly.
Yeah, that's just great. Again, you were saying about Ali and oh my God, that guy was just unbelievable.
He was a stud.
Oh, he doesn't even look like he was working very hard. He just.
And that's the thing. That was the whole point of that fight. For instance, was not to work too hard and to let George Foreman work too hard.
Right.
So yeah, he let the old rope-a-dope, as it were.
Oh man, it sure worked out for him in that fight, didn't it?
For sure.
Oh, that was a good moment. I always remember that big. So Dillon, tell everybody what's your pro record right now?
5-1.
5-1.
4 knockouts.
4 knockouts.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Pretty nice. 5-1, 4 knockouts. It's a pretty good percentage so far.
That's great, man. Yeah. That's and who are you being trained by right now?
A guy named Billy Martin. He's up in Toronto at Randy Pro Tours Fitness on Kipling Avenue.
Nice.
And I train as well there too, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, he's great. He knows what to do with me and how I'm going to work in the gym. He can read me really well, in my different stresses or
Sure.
Or
And something's working, obviously. I mean, geez, you're 5-1. Give me a break. That's a great way to start off. So you made your professional debut in 2011 at the age of 24. Tell me a little bit about that first pro fight.
It was a dream come true, man. It was something that I've been working for a long time, and my family had been working for a long time, and yeah, everything fell together. It was quite a day.
Jeez, could you tell quite a difference from the amateurs to all of a sudden stepping into the big time with guys who are bigger, stronger, older,
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I did my amateur thing down in Texas, so the base of fighters is just, or the pool of fighters is just huge. Like, there's so many tough guys and experienced guys, and so I got, like I said, I had about 60 amateur fights down there, and they were tough. So
right.
So as far as stepping a level in competition, yeah, there was a step up, but as far as the atmosphere and the crowd, like I've been in those situations. It was kind of, and plus I just love being there.
Oh my God, for sure. That's so exciting, to be able to do something like that. It's like a dream, you step in that ring. It's like, I'm here, this is the start.
And for my debut, it was almost like a surreal feeling that the lights are really hot. Like you wouldn't believe how hot the lights are when you're inside the ring. And, and you can't really see out into the crowd. It's kind of just lights, and that was kind of weird. And then
definitely, what a different
But I eat it up. I just love it.
That's right. The fans seem to love you too. You're very, very popular, not only in Belleville, but I mean in the surrounding area. People are talking about you all over the place. I was typing your name in this morning in Google there, and all these different things came up. I'm just like, wow, I love this. Is great. Good for him.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm really, really appreciative. I can't say that enough. How appreciative of the feedback that I'm getting. The great feedback.
Well, you deserve it, man. I mean, geez, what you've done so far is great. Being a huge MMA and UFC fan, I know how important boxing can be inside the octagon. Are there any MMA fighters, just to go off track for a second, that you think that impress you out there in UFC or other places? We have George St. Pierre, of course.
George is he's nice. He's got a really good wrestling background. As far as the UFC, I like to say the Diaz brothers.
Oh, right,
for boxing, for a boxing background, because MMA fights, UFC fights, whatever it may be, they start on their feet, right?
Definitely.
They're starting with the boxing, and
exactly.
And no matter how much wrestling and that stuff comes into play, your hands and your striking is going to be your.
Definitely. That's a very important art to learn.
Absolutely.
It's vital.
Nick Diaz and those guys actually train with Andre Ward and a really world-class boxers out in California and stuff like that. So I have a lot of respect for that, because they're willing to step over and maybe even get their butt kicked a few times.
Sure.
Because that's what you have to do. That's what boxing's all about. You get beat up and you learn. You know what I mean? You get down and you step your way up.
Definitely.
So those guys are, anyone who's willing to get in there with world-class boxers and learn to perfect that craft of their sport, I have a lot of respect for.
Definitely. People don't realize, how hard boxing really is. It's such a disciplined sport. It's so, a lot of people say, oh, boxing's one-dimensional, this and that. MMA is much more. I don't buy that at all. Boxing is incredibly difficult. The footwork alone, just in pure boxing, you're only using your two fists, but so's the other guy. Like, you're both limited in a sense as far as,
it's just, when people say that, it's more of a, they're going by those guys that are just sluggers, that are just standing, like they're not speaking in a sense of the footwork and,
right.
The chess game that is boxing, and they're not really seeing in that way, which is too bad. And a lot of that has been taken out of boxing with the big power punching, one punch knockout dreams and all this nonsense. And that's not a craft.
In the world of professional boxing, which fighters do you enjoy watching today?
Of course, Money Mayweather's little flash, but
right.
Juan Marquez really is one of those guys that just he works hard. He's always working hard. He has always worked hard, and finally, that's a perfect story of a guy that works his butt off and pays off for it.
I was going to say, that's compared to you. A lot of people say this thing about you, how you work very, very hard in training. You give it your all. You don't leave anything out. You come to fight, and that's good. You're always prepared, in shape, and that's huge. That's a very important thing. How would you rate the boxing talent in the Quinte area today? Not sure how much you're aware, but
loads. Loads of talent. The problem with the talent in the Quinte area is that it's unseen.
Right.
There's no real outlet for these kids to go to. I know so many tough kids, and I grew up with so many tough kids who, if we're channeled and we're trained right, and technique and all these things like myself, would have been, I guarantee you, can become world champions. It's not a far-fetched dream to think of, and if the Klitschko's can do it, if Floyd Mayweather can do it, if Pacquiao can do it, if these people can do it, you can do it as well. You just have to train.
Love it.
Train as hard, and you know what I mean? And I see so many tough kids, be it through hockey, you know what I mean? We
definitely.
Through hockey, that's where I got my toughness from. Base in hockey, and I would love to make a world-class gym in Belleville, the Queenie area, get these kids coming in because we would make world champions.
Jeez, man, that's amazing. I love hearing that. That's great.
Oh, I really believe that.
That's awesome, man. Wouldn't that be great? I could see you doing that. That'd be sensational.
One
And
day,
this,
one day.
oh man, you're right. This place could use something like that.
Yeah.
Kids need that out here. They really do need
They
that
really
stuff.
do. And boxing is the most beautiful sport. Is you can take everything from the outside world and just leave it at the door and get all of that out on the bag or
Exactly.
in the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you build respect. You build an integrity for yourself. You know what I mean? A self-discipline, like you said before. It takes a lot of discipline in boxing.
For sure.
You know, you can build yourself as a human being through boxing, and that's what I found boxing. You know, most of anything. I love boxing for that reason.
Very, very well said, my friend. Can I ask you a question? Where did the name Big Country come from? I mean, when I first met you there, I mean, I could tell, I guess, right away that the first.
I'm big. Yeah.
Guys, 6'7", is that how tall you are?
6'6".
6'6", right?
Yeah, maybe give or take. But I train in the city, so you know a lot of city slickers up there, and they don't, you know, I speak of hunting and speak of the, you know, all this stuff, so they don't really get what I'm saying. So originally it was, you know, because I'm from the country and I do all the ice fishing and hunting and skin deer and
Nice.
you know, fish and do all that stuff. So
Right in there, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good stuff. How would you describe your boxing style to people who haven't seen you fight yet?
Patient, but I like patient, and I work the jab. I'm real careful with the jab, and you know, and I look for my right hand, I look for my spot. But at the same time, if I have to trade, I will trade. I leave it all in the ring, like you said. I leave it all. I leave it. I really do leave it all in the ring. I want the crowd to get a good show. I don't want them just to come there and see a guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, fighting.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You gotta put some heart and soul into it, and
Right.
and make people just want to come back and see more.
Exactly.
Which people they do, man. I'm first in line here. I can't wait to see you in your next fight. I got another one here. Where do you see yourself going in the heavyweight division? Can you picture yourself going all the way to the top? I mean, obviously that's a dream you would have, but
Of course, that's a dream, and that's everyone's dream who straps gloves on and really does this for a living. I just train hard. You know, I stay in the gym. I'm going to keep training hard and keep working towards my goal. My goal sets right now are one fight at a time. So I let the management, I let those guys worry about,
Of course.
about that side. I have a lot of trust in the people around me, so that's good. That I found good people. But as of myself, I just stay in the gym, stay training hard, and keep working towards the top. Yeah.
right on, brother. What do you consider to be your biggest strength in the ring, and what do you feel that you could improve on a little bit right now?
I would like to say my biggest strength is my jab. I got the long reach, you know, and I put a lot behind the jab. It's a pretty stiff.
That's very important. That's a great tool.
It's the best.
I love it.
You start everything from the jab. All your combinations should start and end with the jab.
Totally. For sure.
It's a pretty powerful punch, it's a good punch. If you can utilize it and use it well, it's a really good punch to use. I need to work on my defense. Obviously, you can always work on your defense.
Of course, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Defense, and just you can always work on everything. Every day you go into the gym. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. Manny Pacquiao and all those boys, they learn something new every day. They've been every
Sure.
day they go to the gym, they learn something new. So
Definitely, and that's so important not to think like you know it all. You're telling me the guys, the professional fighters, they're saying themselves they still want to learn something every bloody day. There's no limit, you know. That's such a great attitude to have too.
You have to stay hungry in the sport. If you want to succeed in anything, you have to stay hungry for that end goal, success.
That's great. And like good old Mickey says in The Rocky, you know, you got civilized. The worst thing that could happen to you is, it's true. You know, you stop getting hungry. You have all the cars, the women, the houses. I mean, I guess after a while you sort of lose that. Well, some people do and some people don't. But yeah, so
that would be terrible. That would be terrible if you get all that fame and money and stuff like that, and you lose the drive for boxing. That would be terrible.
Yeah, we've seen. I mean, Mike Tyson, I guess, is a good example of that. I suppose. One of my favorite all-time, boxers. But gotta get away from the ring. And you made some mistakes, of course. But describe a typical fight day for you, from when you wake up in the morning up until that opening bell rings.
Well, we wake up, we stay in the hotel and weigh in down the hotel in the conference room. So we wake up around 9:30 or so. If I sleep that long.
Right. Yep.
It's a little. lose a little sleep the night before the fight. But weigh in, morning of the fight, do your weigh-ins. If you need to talk to any press or anything like that, talk to them and do your medicals, and then just wait. I just sit and wait.
Yeah.
Wait in my hotel room. I get someone to bring me a big pot of pasta and no proteins, a lot of carbs.
A lot of carbs.
High complex carbohydrates.
Definitely.
And just wait. Just wait for my time.
Right on, and then that's all hell breaks loose. And
controlled hell.
Exactly, that's right. And one more question, my friend, before we end this. When can we expect to see you back in the ring? I heard somewhere June the 1st or something. And do you know who it's against?
We got one back at the Hershey Center in Mississauga in June. It's going to be another crazy show. Expect fireworks.
Jeez, I can't wait.
And yeah, the main event's going to be a wild one on that one. Plus I'm on the card.
There you go. That's right.
Brandon Cook's going to be on the card. There's just such a pool of talent that is in my camp right now. It's a beautiful thing.
Nice.
But as far as myself, I think I'm out in Moncton, New Brunswick, February 21st for a show out there. I'm going to be a 10-round main event fight out there.
Nice.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh man.
So I'm just training hard for that one. Just training really hard.
We'll get some more plugs out there for that fight as well. And geez, I want to hear from you the next bloody day. I want to know what's going on there. We'll be following you. So on behalf of Rock 107, I wanted to thank you very much for coming in today, buddy.
Hey, man,
I really appreciate it. That's great to be talking with you.
Thank you.
And yeah, so that's Dillon Carman, Big Country, and keep your eyes open. This kid is going places. He is going up, up, up. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Brian Giffin out.